Definitely.
Yes, but I love it.
Is right in this red circle right here, okay? And last night,
Kendall Mountain may have won this battle. Oh man, I fell about 2 miles from the finish. Pretty good, it got me. Joseph's gonna be coming any second now.
don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. A little afternoon pick me up. Oh man, okay. Sometimes you just have to shoot from the hip, and that's one of these days on the vlog, on the VLOG. By the way, thanks for watching 33 minutes of who knows what yesterday. If you missed yesterday's vlog, I think we set a new world record, or at least a personal record, a PR in the vlog. It was a PR. It was the longest vlog I've ever published. 33 minutes in case you missed it, upper right hand corner. But today is Marathon Monday, Marathon Tuesday, you know the drill, where I break down my thoughts on the past week of marathon training and projecting, well, today we're focused on injuries and avoiding injuries, okay? So I have some thoughts, some theses on as to why I have now successfully, hold on. Oh, it smells so good. Come on now. There it is. Okay, let's grab the shoes. Oh man, mud. Oh, it was muddy. As to how I've stayed injury-free now for 2 years straight, okay? 24 months. The last one, so the clips you just watched were my injury, the stress reaction in my foot, leading into my left foot, leading into the Cleveland Marathon, which was going to be my first road marathon. But I ended up maybe 6 weeks out getting the stress reaction in my left foot, okay? Then fast forwarding, oh gosh, I believe it was 9 months later, approximately, for the leading into the Houston. I was going to try and do the Houston Marathon with a last ditch effort to qualify for the U.S. Olympic trials. In Atlanta, I ended up getting runner's knee. And thank you to everybody who gave me insights and ideas on how to. I had never had runner's knee, and I never really had soft tissue much. Too many injuries in that department, more in the bone department with a lot of stress fractures. So thank you to everybody who helped me get through that runner's knee. So those were the clips you were watching. And then the last one was me at Kendall Mountain, the flesh wound, the good old flesh wound injuries, which actually was not an injury at all. But I would, I guess, put into the niggle category because it didn't take me out of running, but oh, you know how those can be pretty painful as well. So last week we talked about my long run strategy for marathon training, upper right hand corner, in case you missed that. Here are all of the topics that we have covered during Marathon Mondays over the past, 8 weeks. So this is week 9. Unbelievable, starting week 9. Basically halfway through the Rotterdam Marathon training block. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. This is an 18-week training block leading into Rotterdam. And my thoughts, first of all, hold on, let me take a quick sip here. Decaf. So today's run, all right, recovery in the La Sportiva Jackals, perfect shoe for the mud and the snow is melting, although it's going to snow again today. When you're watching this, it's supposed to snow again and it'll melt and it'll turn to mud. So there's the run from today. Here are all of the runs over the past week. Okay, soak it in. I'll just pull out a few highlights. Last week was my first threshold run. Most of you saw that. Well, not most of many of you saw the 10-minute clip of me running around the Celestial Seasonings plant, all right, for the first threshold, the 5K threshold up in Boulder, Colorado. All right, and then yesterday was 2 days ago, was the first 23-mile long run at basically 6:55 a mile. So very pleased, a new loop, and very pleased with how the week went last week. And now we're just continuing onward, basically 4 weeks to go until the Gasparilla Half Marathon, the tune-up race down in Tampa Bay, Florida. Now, injuries. Avoiding injuries. I ramped up too quickly. I transitioned too quickly. This is point number 1. I transitioned too quickly from trail running to road running when I had the foot injury leading into the Cleveland Marathon. That soft surface training, remember I was transitioning from ultra running to road marathon running. So that's point number 1, tip of the day. Do not, if you're attempting to transition from trails to road, be careful. Go a little slower. Introduce harder surface training like pavement and concrete. If I had to pick a rule of thumb, I would say 3 months of easing into it and then backing off. Easing into it and then backing off, because I think I shocked my system, I shocked my bones, and I ended up with that stress reaction in my left metatarsal. I think it was my 3rd or 4th metatarsal in my left foot. Okay, so that's point number 1, is introduce the harder surface training more slowly. And I'm a little bit of an expert in the stress fracture department. I think I've had 10 in my life. All right, so I really understand bone injuries a lot. Point number 2 is, I'll just say this is the most important. Try to stack training blocks on top of training blocks with no injuries. And that might mean reducing your volume, reducing your intensity, reducing both in your training so that you don't, because once you start your injury cycle and you're striving for goals, sometimes it can be very difficult to break that injury cycle, okay? So you might need to, I'll say it, back off for 2 years, where you're backing off, because what you need to do, your body needs to absorb and adapt to the training level that it can handle, so that once you string it back, and I'm going to say, what do I say? 6 to 8 training blocks. So it's basically 2 years of training straight with no injuries. And if you just have repetitious pattern after pattern, the same injuries or similar injuries over and over again, it's time to pull the reins back. Okay, that's my number 1 tip actually for avoiding injuries during your marathon training. And guess what? Marathons are fun. You might enjoy half marathons more. So don't be afraid to back off, okay? So that's point number 2. And point number 3, we all have to do the little stuff. All right? We don't want to, but we got it. We got to do the little stuff, especially if you want to take those calculated risks, okay? the prehab work that I do right over there on the ground, all right? Vlog, upper right-hand corner, all about prehab, how to avoid injuries. The gym work, yes, the gym work. It's key. Now, you might be able to do a lot of that at your house. That's fine. You know, body weight work is totally fine, but it's the little things in addition to the running that really makes the difference. Man, I don't even know what, I mean, I've made so many vlogs about this topic, about prehab, about gym work. I'm just gonna link to them down below in the description so I'm not repeating myself over and over again. But that is point number 3, the final point. Do the little thing. You guys know this, but for the new runners, you may not. And if you aspire to marathon racing, chasing down a Boston qualifier, chasing down, you know, an entry into a big city marathon, or you know, maybe you're just ready to take that next step. Like you've run 5 half marathons and you're ready to make the leap. All right, we got to do those little things. Again, that's all linked down below in the description. Okay, so that's been my approach now, 2 years on, with no injuries. 2 years. And guess what? I aspire to that 5 year. My next goal is like 5 years of no injuries. That's kind of my next goal. If it ends up being 3 or 4, we'll see. But 5 years is kind of that next. But I hear, and actually, let's do it now. I hope I did not ask this question recently. I hope not. But I know I have asked, when was your last injury? Okay. And maybe it was 10 years ago. All right. So let's clap it up for everybody in the comments. If you've been over, let's say over 3 years of no injuries. And I guarantee there's going to be people down in the comments. And why do you think, that's the key, why do you think you've remained injury free for so long? So if you're injury prone, go down to the comments and read those comments, because I guarantee there's going to be people who have been injury free for 5 years, for a decade, for even longer, which is unbelievable to me, because I'm only 2 years in. So, all right, everybody. So all the veterans out there who have been injury free for a long time, please help us out down in the comments, okay? Oh man, onward and upward. Thanks for tuning in. We'll toss it to the marathon training playlist. Right there, that I'm getting ready for Rotterdam. Marathon training playlist. Right there. All right. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.